Bringing it back to what your focus area is, which is emerging markets, walk us through what you were just highlighting in terms of what would a Harris victory mean for EMs versus a Trump victory mean for EMs?
Well, what we've seen with Donald Trump, and he's talked about it again, is the high level of protectionism. He talks about the tariffs and specifically talks about China tariffs. We don't necessarily think that, all of that is going to happen if he gets elected. We think a lot of that's negotiation. But still, EMs are very dependent on global trade. And so to the extent that a Trump presidency impacts global trade and globalization significantly, that's a bigger headwind than say a Harris presidency. If a Harris presidency is a continuation of what happened in the under the Biden presidency, then we can see a more targeted type of approach where we've seen the export restrictions on semiconductors, and so it will be more targeted for specific sectors. But in terms of a blanket impact on exports, for all EM, specifically for China, we probably won't see that being as big an issue under the Harris presidency compared to a Trump presidency.
Got it. Let's talk about India. Who do you think would be better for India?
I think the great story for India is a secular growth, domestically oriented economy. It's one of the places that you want to go to if you're scared about deglobalization, because India is a net current account deficit economy, and so it is not dependent on exports to the extent that Korea, Taiwan, and even China are. So I think India will be minimally impacted by either Harris or a Donald Trump presidency. India is still export dependent. So to the extent that exports to the United States will be limited or could be impacted, that could be an issue. But overall, within an EM context, India will be a safe haven if there are significant barriers to exports.